she was. She had the nerve to ask me if I planned to do anything. I hear you, everybody, all together now.
And he destroyed the guitar.
More than one.
He destroyed it. And I looked at Bobby and I went,
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I looked at Lisa, it's over.
The untold rift that shattered Prince and the Revolution is a story many fans never knew. How could such a powerful music group fall apart? They were on top of the world, making hit songs and selling out shows. But behind the scenes, things were not as perfect as they looked. This video will explain what really happened, why the group broke up, and how it changed Prince's life and music forever. Prince was a music genius, but he wanted to control everything. He didn't like to share power, even with his band. This caused many problems.
Could you be the most beautiful?
Two band members, Wendy Melvoin and Lisa Coleman, were very important to his music. They didn't just play instruments, they helped create songs and gave ideas. But Prince liked to be the one who made all the final choices. He wanted things done his way. Wendy and Lisa felt they weren't being heard enough. They wanted more space to share their thoughts. This made them feel left out and upset. Wendy said she had been part of many bands with Prince over the years. She saw him when he was still growing as an artist. She watched him become a big star. But after he became very famous, he changed. He didn't want to work closely with others anymore. It was like he wanted to be alone in his work. The Revolution, his famous band, had helped him a lot, but now he seemed tired of them. Wendy said the band was more than just people playing behind him. They had their own voices, they spoke up, gave ideas, and were part of the creative process. But sometimes, Prince didn't like that. He found it hard when others had strong opinions. Wendy remembered their last show in Yokohama, Japan. That night felt different. Something wasn't right. While they were on stage, Prince started doing strange things.
Like she was. She had the nerve to ask me if I planned to do anything.
He called random people from the crowd to come on stage. He had never done that before. Wendy and Lisa looked at each other and knew something was wrong. Prince didn't look at them during the performance. When he played Purple Rain, he smashed his guitar with more force than usual. Wendy turned to Lisa and quietly said, "It's over." She felt the band was finished at that moment. Even before that concert in Japan, there were signs that things were not okay. Wendy and Lisa were feeling tired. They were not enjoying the work like before. At one point, they even thought about quitting while they were still in Minneapolis. Someone had to go to the airport to talk them into staying. They stayed for the tour in Japan because they wanted to help finish what they started. But deep inside, everyone felt things were falling apart. Wendy said Prince had a hard time letting people go. He wanted to be the leader and do things only his way. One of the band members had already left the group before the Parade tour.
And then we played Purple Rain and he destroyed the guitar.
More than one.
He destroyed it. And I looked at Bobby and I went,
But he didn't tell anyone right away. He was under a contract, so he had to stay quiet.
There was trouble in paradise before this, so they had already, Wendy and Lisa kind of had enough in Minneapolis at one point, so.
He felt like things were moving too fast and not in a good way. He decided to leave quietly without making a big scene. Inside the group, people were starting to argue more. Tension grew day by day. Prince had strong ideas about how he wanted everything to sound and look. Not everyone agreed with him, and this made things harder. After he left the band, he went solo. In 1992, Prince had a very big moment. After his album Diamonds and Pearls became a success, he made a new deal with Warner Brothers Records. The deal was huge. People said it was worth $100 million. As part of the deal, Prince agreed to make 6 more albums. That same year, he put out his 14th studio album. It was the second album with his new band, New Power Generation. The album did not have a normal name. Instead, it showed a strange symbol, a mix of male and female signs. People started calling it the Love Symbol album. Before the album came out, Prince released 2 songs, Sexy MF and My Name is Prince. These songs didn't do very well on the music charts, but another song from the album called 7 became popular. It reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The album reached number 5 on the Billboard 200 chart. It sold about 2.8 million copies around the world. That's a lot, but not as much as some people hoped. Some fans thought it didn't match the success of his past albums. In 1993, Prince and Warner Brothers started having problems. Prince had made a lot of music, he wanted to release more albums quickly, but Warner Brothers didn't agree. They wanted to release the music slowly, one at a time. Prince didn't like this. He felt trapped. So he made a big decision. He changed his name to, the problem was, people didn't know how to say the symbol, so they started calling him the artist formerly known as Prince, or just the artist. To help the media write about him, Warner Brothers sent out floppy disks with a special font that included the symbol. In 1994, Warner Brothers allowed Prince to release a song called The Most Beautiful Girl in the World through a small company named Bellmark. The song became a big hit. It reached number 3 on the Billboard chart in the US and number 1 in many other places. After that, Prince started working even faster. He wanted to finish his contract with Warner Brothers as soon as possible. He even released an old album called The Black Album, which had been stopped years before. Prince also planned to release 2 new albums at the same time, Come and The Gold Experience. Warner Brothers agreed to both, but they delayed The Gold Experience. They thought it was too much music to release at once. Prince didn't like that. He got very upset. To show how he felt, he started writing the word slave on his face in public. He wanted people to know he felt trapped by his contract. Warner Brothers let Prince go because he had given them all the albums he promised. Finally, Prince was free from his deal and could control his own music again. Moving on to the sad ending of Prince's life now. In April 2016, something very sad happened. On April 7th, Prince went to see a doctor named Michael T. Schulenberg. This doctor worked in Excelsior, Minnesota. Prince didn't feel well. That same day, he canceled 2 shows at the Fox Theater and decided to do the show on April 14th. He was still sick, but he didn't want to let his fans down. After the concert on April 14th, Prince got on a private plane to go back home, but something went wrong while he was flying. Early in the morning on April 15th, he passed out on the plane. He didn't respond when people talked to him. The pilot had to make an emergency landing at the Quad Cities Airport in Moline, Illinois. They rushed Prince to the hospital. The doctors gave him a medicine called naloxone. On April 20th, Prince's team contacted a doctor in California named Dr. Howard Kornfeld. This doctor helped people who were addicted to strong pain medicine. They asked him to come and help Prince. Dr. Kornfeld couldn't fly out right away, so he made a plan to come on April 22nd. But first, he asked a local doctor in Minnesota to check on Prince the next day, April 21st. On the morning of April 21st, someone called 911 from Prince's home, Paisley Park. The person on the phone said someone was lying on the ground and not moving. Then he said the person had died. At the end, he said it was Prince. The caller was Dr. Kornfeld's son. He had flown to Minnesota that morning to bring Prince a medicine called buprenorphine. That medicine is used to help people stop using opioids. He came to help Prince start his treatment, but it was too late. They tried to save him with CPR, but nothing worked. There were no signs of any crime. No one hurt him, and he didn't hurt himself. On June 2nd, the medical office said that Prince died because he took too much fentanyl. That is a very strong painkiller. He did not mean to take it. The pills he had looked like normal medicine, but they were fake. He thought he was taking something else called hydrocodone. but the fake pills had fentanyl in them. It was an accident. Some of the people who worked with Prince also shared their stories. Bobby Z, the drummer for Prince's band The Revolution, had a hard time in the 1980s. He drank too much and used drugs. Wendy Melvoin played the guitar in the band. She didn't have a big drug problem, but life on the road was stressful for her. She was young and felt a lot of pressure. The tours were long, the shows were loud, and Prince was a strong boss. She felt very tired and emotional. She said later that it was hard to stay calm during those days. Lisa Coleman, who played the keyboard, also felt the pressure. She did not use drugs, but the stress from Prince and the busy schedule was hard on her. She wanted the music to be great, but sometimes she and Prince didn't agree. That caused her sadness and stress. Matt Dr. Fink also played keyboard. He didn't have drug problems, but he still lived in the same fast world. He saw the wild side of music life. He stayed quiet and focused on his job. But even for him, the pressure was there. Desiree "Dizzy" Hines was a backup singer. She didn't stay with the band long. During that short time, she had some drug problems. It didn't make news, but it happened. Life in Prince's band was not easy. It was hard to stay healthy in that world. Prince gave the world great music, but behind the lights and the fame, there was pain and struggle. He will always be remembered for his talent and the joy he gave people.